We're starting to handle the meeting now. We do have a call. Everybody would turn their cell phones to vibrate or turn them off. Don't ring around the TV.
So Darlene come over and
I've got some issues that's coming up. Have a big meeting starting now. Thank you. If you don't care to turn your phones to vibrate or turn them off during the meeting. This is 6:30. We do have a quorum present. We've had a couple of issues come up. County Executive, yes, sir. Do you have a copy of the complaint coming into your office with you?
Yes, I do. I passed that out to the meeting members that are here. This came in as it's signed off there on the 19th from my office. That was brought to our attention, so. And I think I contacted the majority of you today about it whenever it did come in.
There's a couple of these references I'm not sure that applies to the Families Committee, although they do refer to general law and the workings of county government and city government. And I'm not sure Victory versus Rutherford County. What I can find on it, I got the information. I'm not sure that it was ever fully decided. What held to be notice and what held to be truly deficit in action. I've got some information for y'all to look at your convenience on those cases. I would suggest that we, County Executive, did you get a chance to look at what I sent you on a couple of those cases?
No, sir, I did not. Our internet had been
That's right.
spotty at best. They got it fixed around about 3:45 this evening, but no, sir, I have not.
That's fine. I would recommend we send that complaint or issue notice to our county attorney to review it. It could be substantial. It could be, considering what we've got with COVID and everything else, it may not be that big an issue, but it could be. Do we have somebody here from CareMed tonight?
Yes, sir.
Chris? Or
Stan's here.
David? Yeah. I want to make sure you get a copy of this return, just for y'all's review. And where are we at on our contract? That's the big question.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Where are we at on our contract? Fulfillment of the contract?
Where are we at on the? A lot of the days we have we have 3 24-hour trucks, which is a daytime 12-hour truck and a nighttime 12-hour truck, and then the Ducktown and Benton truck. Next week we have 4 people that start next week.
Yeah,
4 more people that start next week.
2 EMTs, 2 medics.
So, well, I mean,
That's 2 crews.
so it should be full-time without fail starting next week.
You're contracted for 2 24s, 4 24s, and then 2 12s, right?
2 24s and 2 12-hour shifts.
2 24s, 2 12-hour shifts. And right now you're running 3.
2 24s and 2 12-hour shifts, but the 12s are one's a daytime and one's a nighttime. So it's the same thing as 3 24-hour shifts. Because that's where the coverage was needed to start. Now those times may change based on when the call demand is.
So we've got you scheduled for 2 24s on each end
Yes, sir.
And 2 12s.
and 2 12s. Or one 12 on each end. 1 12 on each end. 1 24 on each. Okay, so that's right. Okay, it doubles up on the 12. I've been looking at numbers all day. So y'all are, if you hit your contract requirement?
Yes,
Well, next week.
That, I mean, the vast majority of the time we're there now, but next week when we onboard these additional people, it should be without fail every day.
Close council on horseshoes.
Right.
That quite get you there, and we need you there. Now, I understand y'all have had some issue with COVID on our.
Absolutely, yes.
I looked a while back, they said there was a deficit in hiring because of COVID, and it is a nationwide problem to get paramedics and EMTs apparently. I think one rating was, Tennessee was number 13 on that list out of the 50 states, having trouble getting workers and nurses as well. So, and y'all do have a plan to review on payback for
The end of the first quarter.
the end of the first quarter. And then Robbie, have you talked to them about that reimbursement pay?
No, sir. We've not had any communication.
But it will be reviewed at the end of the first quarter with Robbie. And we make it right at the end of the first quarter like we talked about last week.
Okay. If you don't care, sometime before the end of the first quarter, make sure you give him and y'all set a structure on how you want to do that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well,
And just so y'all are aware, we did publish, starting, was it last week or a week and a half ago, a $10,000 sign-on bonus for paramedics up here. And that has helped us recruit one or two that start next week. So we're gonna continue that $10,000 sign-on bonus until we get to where we absolutely need to be.
and that 10,000 is prorated, correct?
10,000, it's a partial payment up front after you finish orientation, and then it's a scheduled payout over the term of the sign-on agreement.
Sounds like y'all are going the way you need to. Now, I do need to address a conversation I had yesterday with a citizen. As far as y'all's trucks being stocked ALS, how do y'all check your meds to make sure you keep them? I know the state certifies you. I know the state checks to make sure you have the equipment. But what's your procedure for shift checks on medication? I had a
I'll let
question
Chris
on.
talk about that.
Huh?
I'll let Chris answer that.
Trucks are checked off daily by the crews. And then typically what we do is, the first of each month, we will perform a check, expiration date check on everything on the trucks that have anything. Most stuff will typically expire at the end of the month, so anything that's expired is pulled off and is replaced.
Okay. I'd had some question about pain meds not being on the trucks and medication used to incubate. Not incubate,
Yeah, I will.
incubate.
Yeah.
Incubate a patient in District 3 in the last 4 weeks, sometime in the last 4 weeks. Does that sound right?
I guess, I don't know.
Sometime in the last month. Are y'all aware of any issues of not having your meds on the column?
No, we have every medicine on the truck that our physician medical director allows us to carry.
Right.
With the exception of one scheduled narcotic. And we're waiting on the DEA certificate to do that, but it is only, it's a secondary medication. It's for pain, really. But there are numerous medications under our protocol, his protocol that we can use for pain.
Right.
And this is just one of those ancillary medications, but they have medicines to do that with as well. So, yes, we're carrying everything we're supposed to be carrying.
So in the state, you are up to par with the state certification?
Yes, sir.
What about your quick response?
Sir?
What kind of meds quick response carry?
Same thing as the ambulance has.
I don't have pain meds.
You don't have pain?
On the quick response, no.
Well, we'll change that tomorrow.
Well, I think we had a discussion about pain meds on the QRV, but I didn't remember how. I didn't know if there was an issue of being able to do it or not.
I don't remember that conversation, but if we don't have it on there, we'll start it tomorrow. There's nothing that prevents us from not having it.
Okay. That's probably, that being quick response and possibly getting there quicker to the wreck scene accident, that, you know, that probably needs to be there.
Agree with you 100%. So we'll change that immediately.
What, y'all have anything tonight? Anything that's come before y'all, since our last commission meeting? Brooks, nobody?
No, everything down here seems to be smoothing out pretty good.
We do have 4 brand-new trucks sitting down there.
Today we bought the tags.
Bought 4 tags and gave y'all a pretty good little deposit today for those, I guarantee. And the other 2 of the new trucks will get inspected, I think next week, right? To be, permitted.
No, wait, we've got 2 that's not permitted yet.
You got 2 new trucks that we're waiting on the state to come and permit, which will be sometime next week, I guess, maybe
Yeah,
3.
if I'm still working at getting them stocked, there's still 1 or 2 little minor pieces of the equipment that we're waiting to get here, so I can get them up to state standard before we go for the inspection.
So we've got 2 new ones that are certified,
Yeah.
1 URV certified, and we still have a,
You still got
Spare
one other
not
truck
certified.
in Mississippi.
We still have one of the other trucks that we started with up here that is certified. And then the other 2 new ones with all the new equipment will be certified hopefully next week if the state can get to it.
okay, let me ask you one more question. What about the radios?
They're all of them are
installed
in.
and
You gotta have to get some extra set up for different frequencies and all that.
Everything is in. We had an issue with the antennas not being the right ones when they installed them initially, but those have all been swapped out since then. And to my knowledge, they're all functioning correctly now, Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're all functioning correctly now. So all that's been taken care of, but they're in every truck that we have up here now.
Anything else at all? Does anybody in the audience have any questions to be addressed while we're still in this meeting? Dealing with things. Going once. Twice. We appreciate y'all being here tonight. I really do. I didn't know y'all were, I knew that Chris would probably be here, but I wasn't aware that y'all were coming.
Yeah, we're gonna try to be at every one of them that we can be at. That's one of the things we told y'all we would do, so.
We do appreciate that, and, there's nothing else. We'll adjourn the meeting.
And you know, if anybody, just to the sidebar from my side, if anybody has any issues or complaints, feel free to reach out to us, even if we're not at a meeting, right? We want a good open line of communication. We're gonna have little burps and hiccups, but if y'all run into anything, please feel free. Y'all got our number.
Let's ask you this, y'all feel comfortable in the contract? You've had it just a little while.
Yep.
You're in another state, this first one, Tennessee, I think y'all had. I mean, are y'all satisfied that,
We do. You know, we started this, you know, it was kind of short. We started this some kind of a quick start, right? And we kind of told y'all up front, it's gonna take a couple of months to get things, it probably took a bit longer than I thought to get things up to par as far as hiring, but I think we are in a good place now, and I feel good about it.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody could figure back in March that this year was gonna go this way.
That's right. Who knows?
I mean, seriously.
Right?
This is,
It's been crazy. You know, the COVID, not only the people, it complicates getting supplies, it complicates, you know, everybody, I don't know if they're using it as an excuse or if it's a legitimate excuse, but, you know, just even medical supplies, some things, equipment, it has slowed stuff down, right?
well, a lot of the equipment suppliers have switched their,
Yes.
just
Right.
over to the COVID lines to get out their equipment.
A lot of them claim, you know, again, I don't know how true they are, but they claim it's just a lot of the stuff comes from overseas and there's just a, you know, a time of it coming through customs and all the proper things that they do now. So I do have one last piece of equipment we'd ordered from Polk County that's started coming in yesterday is new cardiac monitors for here. I bought 4 new ones. We're using some that I have now, but they were delayed because of COVID. It took forever to get them, but they just start getting delivered to my office yesterday. So within a few weeks, we'll get those up here, and that'll all be equipment on your truck. Right now, the cardiac monitors are not new; they're the ones we had because we just had to have something, right? But those will be up here in a few weeks as soon as we run the program and set up, ship them back. And that'll be all the new equipment in place.
Everybody satisfied? Your motion to adjourn? Motion? We appreciate it. Really do. He did give you a copy of the,
Yes, I got it. I was trying to.
You may want to take a look at that, and look over it.
We'll get you a, I'll get up.